everyone, and welcome to the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. This is episode 45 for December 19th, 2012. I had to look at that one. I didn't record on my normal day last week, so the math in my head wasn't adding up right, and I knew it, but I had to look. So, how was your all's week? Mine was a little crazy, so a little quick recap before I get into things. Last Wednesday, my husband and I went to his company's Christmas social mixer thing, and what we decided to do was meet up at a metro station that was close to both of us, and we would ride the metro into the city together, go to the party, then metro back to the cars, and drive home. And then we were going to drop my husband's car off at the local repair shop because he needed an inspection, and his brakes were kind of giving us some issues, so we were going to have those looked at. Well, we get to the parking garage at the metro before the party, and as we're getting out and getting our coats on and getting ready to go, we notice he's got a flat tire. So we end up going to the party like regular, and then we came back. And once we got back to the cars, we called AAA and had them come out and look at the tire. And they ended up changing it, and we drove on a donut. I had my car. I was behind my husband. We drove probably about 45 miles on US 1, which is a very slow way to go around here. Luckily, it was like 8:30 at night, so it was pretty slow going because we couldn't do 95 on a donut. There was just no way. You have to go slow. So we got the car to the car place, and then I was home for 2 days because my husband took my car. I was scheduled to be off anyway. So he's going on to base, and because he works up at Quantico, and he's got my car, and I have vanity plates. I have plates that say Pixie Knits on them. So he had to take my car onto the Marine base with Pixie Knits plates. I think that's hilarious. So I thought I would share. So getting into it, episode 45. If you want to get the show notes, if you want to vote, very important for the knitting game, you need to vote. You can go to my blog, myordinaryjourney.com. It's all one word, and you can find the show notes, links to vendors, links to products, just links to everything. It's right there. So anyway, links to the Ravelry group, which we're still at 146. So 5 more people, and there will be a membership milestone giveaway. So I do want to take the opportunity to welcome our 2 newest members. That would be Sheep Dreamery, and that's Kelly, and Angie Ann, and that is Angie. So ladies, welcome, and thank you for joining the group, and I hope you enjoy the show. And some birthdays this week coming up right before Christmas. We have Knitting Lady 54, and that's Gwen, and Crochet Lily Rebecca. So ladies, happy birthday. So we had 2 new members, and we've got 2 birthdays this week, so it's very nice. Some shout outs. This is like your last week for this offer, guys. So Ink Knits and Anders Mill, who is also the back supplier and the one of my dyers for the Armed Forces Fanatic Charity Sock Yarn Club, they have a 15% coupon until the end of the year. So you've got literally like a week. Well, if the world ends, you've got 2 days, but then you've got a week to get some yarn and take advantage of this 15% off coupon. So in their Etsy shop, and it's linked in the show notes, the code is KNITGAME, KNITGAME. It's all one word, and that'll give you 15% off. And if it seems like I'm screaming, it's because I can't really hear myself. I have a bit of some allergies going on, and I'm very congested, and my ears, it sounds like I have a fishbowl on my head. It's very odd. So another thing I wanted to talk about real quick, 3 Irish Girls. If you guys aren't familiar with 3 Irish Girls, they're yarn dyers. They're bigger than some of the really small independent dyers, but they're very much, I would consider them indie dyers. Three Irish Girls. I read last night and I was very moved by their blog post. And they're starting a movement called Knitters for Newtown. And Friday, that craziness that happened on Friday, I was home, I was watching TV, and it's absolutely atrocious. It really is. But that being said, Three Irish Girls, they have come up with 2 colorways, and the proceeds from the sale of these colors, or this yarn, will go to help the survivors and the families of the horrible tragedy there in Connecticut. So not only are they looking for folks to purchase yarn so they can donate the proceeds, you can also donate. You don't have to buy yarn. You can just donate funds if you wish. If that's not your style, they're also going to start a blanket knitting drive. So I'm guessing details are forthcoming, but I'm guessing it's going to be like Afghan squares. The thinking behind this was that I guess the money is great and it goes, but in the end, when you've lost a loved one and sometimes you just want a hug and to know that people care, a blanket's going to keep you warmer and comfort you better than a stack of cash, basically. So there's 3 different ways that you can help, and I've linked to the Three Irish Girls blog and their Knitters for Newtown initiative. All right, so moving on. I want to say thank you to Dawn Knitting Wolf from the Wolf Farms video podcast. She gave me a shout out last week about the bag business on Etsy, and she called me the Build-A-Bear of bags, and I thought that was just, I was floored. I hadn't even thought about that, but it is. So I'm working on some more customizations for the bags that might make them a little bit, not more user-friendly, because I love my bags. I use them all the time, but a little bit more special and give you more options for what you want. So Dawn, thank you. That was like super awesome. And I guess one more thing, if you haven't noticed, the hair is a little different. It's a little shorter. I had one of my wonderful shower thought ideas this morning, and I got my hair cut. But not only did I get my hair cut, but I got my hair to donate. So this one with the pink band is going to go to Locks of Love. It's a little short. They require 10 inches for the actual hair pieces. But what they'll do with this, because it's only about 8.5 inches long, is they'll take this and they'll sell it. And the proceeds from the sale of this will go to help offset operating costs. So the pink band is for Locks of Love. The blue band, I got two little tails. The blue band is for the Pantene, I don't know what it's called offhand, but it's Pantene's initiative. And this hair is long enough to be used in a hairpiece. They only require 8 inches. And it's for women that are surviving cancer and going through chemotherapy and stuff. So I donated my hairs, or I will. So now I really need a scarf because the back of my neck, I haven't had short hair in 8 years, almost a decade. So it's a little different. So, all right, getting on to the question of the week. This week I was asked a question, so I wanted to pass it along. If you couldn't knit, crochet, or sew your fiber, fabric-based crafts, what craft would you do? And I thought about this, and the craft that I would probably do, well, I would still craft, but the craft would be World of Warcraft. That's right, I was an online role-playing game junkie before I started my knitting and my spinning and my foray into video podcasting. So at the time, I was a level 80, I was a holy priest, but I dual spec'd, so I could be a holy priest, or I could be a DPS, Shadow Priest. So I would melt faces. And I really like to melt the faces. But that's what I do. Either that or read. I don't read anymore because I'm doing all of this. So, last week I announced the winner of the last knitting game, and that was the Exotic Draped Ruffle Scarf, Clean Sweep Grand Champion. So this week I'm going to introduce a new knitting game. And I kind of hinted on Plurk and maybe last week that I had a different idea for the knitting game, and this is what it is. The standard paradigm for the knitting game in the past has been a model based on Top Chef, where the Second Chance Kitchen, the winner has, if they keep winning, they have an opportunity to come back on the show and compete in the finals. I decided to change it up this time around, and I'm going to do an American Idol or So You Think You Can Dance type of setup. So here's how it's going to work. I decided I needed to knit some of my wonderfully wrapped and gifted patterns. I have 9 of them. So what we're going to do is each week I'm going to put all 9 up for votes simultaneously, and you can vote as much as you'd like. I opened it up just like American Idol. You vote as much as you like for whatever pattern you want me to put on the top of my priority list. And what'll happen is at the end of the week, I'll look to see which pattern got the 2 patterns that got the 2 least votes, and I will choose between those 2, and that will go to the bottom of the pile and taken off the list. And then we do it all again the next week with the shorter list until we get to the last 2. And that's how I'm going to prioritize my gifted patterns. So the patterns that I have right now are the Heartbreak, the For Good Hat, the Vittorio, the Euphrosyne, the Glen Allen Shawl, the Water Street Cardigan, the Color Affection, the Slip into Paradise Socks, and the Striped Study Shawl. So as you can tell, this is going to go on for a while. So this is going to be probably about a 2-month thing that'll get me through Christmas and get me caught up on some of the other knitting that I'd like to do before I have to start knitting again for the show. And I get to participate in some knit-alongs and do some things like that. So I think this will be really neat. So voting will close on December 26th. So the day after Christmas, I'm going to close the voting. And I might do it a little bit early at about noon because I'm off that week. So I might record a little bit early so I can get everything situated and ready for the next show. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, the American Idol aspect of it, totally different for the show. I think it'll be really neat. So the update, the only thing that I have knit on this week is the Glass House hat. And I am to the point where I am decreasing now. So you can see here, the cable work is coming along fine. However, I did make a mistake and I crossed a certain set of cables incorrectly. But the good thing is I incorrectly did it all the way across. So it looks kind of okay. It is now a design element, and I am okay with that because it's like 20 rows down. The boo-boo happened like somewhere in here. So I am just going to let it be. And it's still, the cable work is coming out a little bit crisper now that I have more to show. I think it's coming out a little bit better. You can see it, and I think once it's blocked and actually put on the head, it'll be good to go. Like I said, I'm doing the decreases, and before, when I thought I was going to run out of yarn, I still might. But I think I should be okay with my hand spun. This is Wool Gatherings Superfine Wool, and I did a single, and then I Navajo plied it, so that is a 3-ply. And if I run out of yarn before I get to the top of the hat, I'll just switch back to this palette pink color and finish it off with that to match the brim of the hat here at the bottom. But I don't think I'll have to come to that. So I haven't worked on anything else, and so we're gonna move along. That was the only work in progress that I did. I am being seriously monogamous right now because it's the Christmas rush. After I get done with the hat, I'm going to work on my daughter's Augusta gloves. After I'm done with the gloves, I'm going to work on the Easy 100th Anniversary Camping House Circle Shawl and hopefully finish that up by New Year's, because that's my deadline for me. I don't have any finished objects this week as far as knitting or spinning goes, because I haven't even spun. I haven't spun in a month because I've been working on Christmas projects. So a lot of knitting and a lot of sewing, actually, I've been doing. But I do have a stash enhancement, and it came as a total surprise. I'm going to join the Downton Abbey Mystery Knit-Along, the KL, run by Jimmy Bean's Wool. And I ordered the Christmas Downton Lorna's Laces. It's the Sport Mate, so it's 70% superwash merino wool and 30% Outlast viscose. It's 270 yards for 100 grams. And they said one skein of this would be plenty for the knit-along. So it'll be something fairly small. So I'm thinking fingerless gloves, or a hat, or maybe a cowl. So I'm going to do that. It's, I guess, 8 clues, and the first clue is going to be on their blog on January 6th. So I guess that's the Sunday after New Year's. So that'll be great. I'll be able to have something to work on in the car. I think I'll probably go up to my dad's that Sunday, so I'll have something to work on. So like I said, spinning, I haven't done any spinning this week, so there's nothing to report there. Unfortunately, I can't wait to get back to it. I kind of miss it right now. Sewing, I've been doing lots and lots and lots of sewing. I made a new bag. I kind of prototyped a technique that I want to start using with my zippers, because I don't like zippers, but I'll do them anyway. So I made this bag. It's out of the Canvasy Home Decor. And as you can see, it's this cool blue aqua color and then the hot pink. So that was one of my experiments this weekend. And then I'm experimenting with a larger bag size, kind of like those drawstring backpacks. So this one I haven't finished. I've squared off the edges for the grommets, because I'll put grommets here in the bottom, and I'll string the drawstring through the top here, and it's fully lined on the inside, but it's a nice backpack size. And I think if you have a sweater's worth of yarn and you want to keep your sweater's worth of yarn and patterns and needles all in one bag, I'm going to, once I get my process down, I'm going to start offering you guys the option to special order these extra large, they could be backpacks, but I'm going to call them the extra large drawstring sweater bags. So look for that to be in the shop forthcoming. And the next regular shop update is Friday, December 28th. However, I am home all week next week. So if you stay tuned, I may have impromptu shop updates. I may have grab coupon codes for a percentage off. I have a lot of the Christmas fabrics still left, and I'm going to put that on sale probably on Wednesday, maybe on Monday, because I'll be home later on Monday. I'm not doing anything on Tuesday except knitting. I'll knit and just have a good time just sitting and relaxing. So that's just about it. A lot of good stuff and a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun. Don't forget, Holiday Ship 2012. That gives you free shipping on the shop. If there's something that you would like that you don't see in the shop, just let me know. I can make it happen. If there's a fabric or color or something that you've seen that someplace else, just let me know. If, you know, I'm open. So that's about it this week. It's a short one. So, and I didn't have a chance to get my Christmas sweater, so I might find something for next week and wear that on the show for Knit Pearl Girls Podcaster Ugly Sweater Challenge. I feel like I'm the only one that hasn't really gotten their act together on that one yet. So anyway, this is the last time I get to talk to you guys before Christmas, so be safe, hug everybody. Everybody knows this. Have a wonderful holiday time. If your holiday has already passed, I hope it was a great one for you guys where your holiday's coming up. You know, just like me, enjoy it with your friends and your family. It's really important. So thank you for joining me this week, and I will see you next week, and I probably will have some goodies to show, so I can't wait. So thank you guys so much. I love that you guys come and watch me every week. It just makes me so happy. So thank you. Have a great week. And don't forget to vote. Very important. Bye.